questions. All right, so the first question, we'll be taking question from the Unilag past question. So here is it. This is the Unilag past question post UTME. All right, so you can always get yours. So if you have it, we can work on it together. So let's go to page 24, question 24, question 20. Unilag post UTME past question. All right, the question says, find the slope of the line perpendicular to the line y is equal to 1 over 3x minus 7. Find the slope of the line perpendicular to the line y is equal to 1 over 3x minus 7. So in this question, I have a line with the equation y is equal to 1 over 3x minus 7. I have a line with this equation y is equal to 1 over 3x minus 7. So now the question says, find the slope of the line perpendicular to this. So now, if two lines are perpendicular, the product of their slope must be equal to -1. So if the slope of this particular line is 1 over 3, recall from the slope intercepts form of equation of a line, we have y equals to mx plus c, which means if we compare this together, m is equal to 1 over 3, which means the slope of the line written with this equation, right in the question, is 1 over 3. The slope of the line with the equation y is equal to 1 over 3x minus 7 is 1 over 3. Now, to find the slope of the line that is perpendicular to this particular line. So what I need to do is, I need to use this formula. m1 times m2 is equal to -1. So m2 is the slope of the line that is perpendicular to this equation. So what do I do? This here is my m1. So I'll say m1 times m2 is equal to -1 over 3. So this will be, sorry, -1. -1. All right. So m1 is 1 over 3 times m2 is equal to -1. So for me to get the value of m2, I'm going to multiply through by 3. So I'll have m2 is equal to -1 times 3. m2 is equal to -3. So the slope this color equation is -3, which is option D. So what do? I used the conditions for two lines to be perpendicular. I use these conditions. For two lines to be perpendicular, their slope has to meet these conditions. The product of their slope must be equal to -1. So now, for me to calculate the slope of a line that is perpendicular to this line, I used m1 times m2 is equal to -1. m1 is 1 over 3 from the question, right? So 1 over 3 times m2, then I simplified, cross multiply, then I get -1 times 3, and I have m2 is equal to -3. All right, let's take another example. Question 27, page 27, question 7, page 27, question 7, still from Unilag. All right, so I think that is the wrong question. So let's take another question. Page 95, question 54. Page 95, question 54. Okay, so the question says, page 95, question 54, very similar to this. What is the slope of the line that is perpendicular to y minus 2x equals 1? What is the slope of the line that is perpendicular to y minus 2x equals 1? So I'm going to write the equation of the line, and I'm going to solve for the slope of the line that's perpendicular to it. So real quick, the equation of the line is y minus 2x is equal to 1. So now this equation, what I'm going to do right here is I will make it to be in the form slope-intercept form. I'll have to rewrite this equation to be in the slope-intercept form equation of a line. So how do I do that? I'm going to bring this 2x to this side. So I'll have y is equal to 2x because the signs are changing. This will change from negative to positive. So y is equal to 2x plus 1. So now I have this in the slope-intercept form. I have this in the slope-intercept form, y equals 2x plus 1. So from the slope-intercept form, m is the slope, so which means the slope of this line or the gradient of this line is 2. Now using this condition, m1 times m2 is equal to minus 1. I'm going to say m1 times m2 is equal to minus 1. m1 is 2, right? The slope of this particular line. So this will be 2 times m2 is equal to minus 1. So if I divide both sides by 2 to get the value of m2, I'll have m2 is equal to minus 1 over 2. So the slope of a line that is perpendicular to this line is minus 1 over 2, which is D in the question, option D in the question. So the same question, the same format. You just need to know the conditions for two lines to be perpendicular. Then you have this. So let's pick another question. So this time I'll be picking from foundation question. So page 133, question 21. Page 133, question 21. All right, so the question says, okay, this is a question on parallel, two lines that are parallel. So the question says, find the value of P if the line which passes through points minus 1 comma minus P and minus 2P comma 2 is parallel. So is parallel to the line 2y plus 8x minus 17. All right, so let's write it down one after the other. So I'm to find the value of P if the line which passes through the point, minus 1 comma minus P and minus 2P comma 2. So this is a line. A line passes through these 2 points. The first point is minus P comma minus 1 comma minus P. The second point is minus 2P comma 2. Now, this line that passes through these points, this line that passes through these 2 points is parallel to this line, 2y plus 8x minus 17 equals 0. So this line is parallel to this line, which means the slope of these two lines are the same. So the first thing I have to do is I have to rewrite this particular equation of a line to be in the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus c. I have to rewrite this equation of a line to be slope-intercept form. So first thing is, I'll say 2y is equal to, I'm bringing 8x to this side. So it's changing from positive sign to negative sign. So I have minus 8x. Because this is negative, this will come over here and change to positive plus 17. All right, so from here, I can divide through by 2 to make this look like the slope-intercept form. So divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. So here I have y is equal to minus 4x plus 17 over 2. So from here, I've made this I've written this equation of a line to be in the slope intercept form. Y is equal to minus 4x plus 17 over 2. All right, so the next thing to do is means the slope of this line is minus 4. Now, remember that I said for when two lines are parallel or for two lines to be parallel, it means their slope is the same or their slope is equal. So which means the slope of this line must be equal to the slope of this line. So now, which means the slope of this line is also minus 4. Y is equal to mx plus c. So if we compare this that we have here, y equals mx plus c, we'll find out that m is equal to minus 4. So here, m is equal to minus 4. All right, so there is a way we calculate gradients, 2-point form, the 2-point form equation. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus 1. So here we are going to label our x and y. This is x1, this is y1, which is 0.1, x, 0.2, y coordinates. So this is x2, y2. So now here, I'm just going to put in these values into this equation. What is the value of m? M is minus 4. What is y2? Y2 over here is 2 minus what is y1? Y1 is minus p. So this will be minus p divided by x2 is minus 2p minus what is the value of x1? Minus 1. So here we are going to simplify. All right. So this is minus 4 is equal to, when you multiply minus by minus, you have plus. So 2 plus p over minus 2p plus 1. So from here, we are going to continue. I'll just continue on this side. I hope you guys are following. So before I clean it, I'll just explain once again why clean this off and continue on this side of the board. All right, so what I did is, this is the first line with these 2 points. A line is passing through these 2 points, point minus 1 comma minus p and point minus 2p comma 2. So this is a line passing through these 2 points. So now the question says the line is parallel to the line with this equation, 2y plus 8x minus 17 equals 0. So for these two lines to be parallel, it means their slope has to be the same. Now, what I need to do is to find the slope of the line with this equation. So now, how I go about that is, I will rewrite this equation to look like the slope intercept form equation, which is y equals mx plus c, and that is what I did here. So after rewriting it, it was easy for me to get the value of my gradient, which is minus 4. All right, so getting the value of the gradient, I can now go ahead to solve for p using the 2-point form equation of a line, which is m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, so let's continue from here. So I have minus 4 is equal to 2 plus p divided by minus 2p plus 1. So here I'm going to cross multiply. So here I'm going to cross multiply. I'll have minus 4 minus 2p plus 1 is equal to 2 plus p. So here I'm going to open the brackets. Minus 4 times minus 2p, it's p, because minus times minus is plus. Then minus 4 times 1 is minus 4, equal to 2 plus p. So here I can collect the like terms. I'll have 8p. This is coming to this side, minus p is equal to 2. The negative 4 is moving to the other side to become plus 4. So this will be 7p is equal to 2 plus 4, 6. So for me to get the value of p, I'll divide through by 7. So 6 over 7. So it means the value of p in this question is 6 over 7, which is option A, 6 over 7. All right, I hope this is clear to you guys. So I'll give you guys a exercise to quickly work on before we move to, because right now we want to move to another topic. So I'll give you guys an exercise to work on in the next 3 minutes, and then we'll move to another topic. All right, so the question is page 134, question 29. Page 120, 134, question 29. So once you're done, you can send in your solutions on the chat section of the call. All right, so if you have your answers, you can unmute yourself.
So the answer is A.
Option A, okay. Option A is 5y plus 7x equals 70, okay. So if you have a different answer, all right, so before we do this, any other person with a different answer? Let's do this together. So the question says, find the of the line which passes through point 5, 7 and is parallel to the line 7x plus 5y minus 5. 7x plus 5y minus 5 equals 0. So the line we have to find, it passes through the point 5, 7. So the first thing we have to do is, this line we are about to find, the equation of the line we are trying to find is parallel to this equation. So the first thing is we have to get the slope of this equation. We have to get the slope of this equation. So how do we do it? We write this in the slope intercept form. So it become 5y equal to, I'm bringing this to the other side, minus 7x plus 5. So yeah, I'll divide through by 5. I'll have y is equal to minus 7 over 5x plus 5 divided by 5 is 1. All right, y is equal to minus 7 over 5x plus 1. So now m, which is the slope, is equal to minus 7 over 5. So now using the 1 point form equation, which is y minus y1 is equal to m open bracket x minus x1. This is x1, this is y1. So y minus the value of y1 is 7 is equal to m is minus 7 over 5, right? And x1 is 5. So for me to get rid of this fraction, I'm going to multiply through by 5. So I'll have 5y minus 35. If I multiply 5 by y, I have 5y. If I multiply 5 by 7, I have 35 is equal to minus 7 open bracket x minus 5. I'm going to open these brackets and have minus 7x plus 35. Minus 7x plus 35. So in this question, the question is in, okay, the question is written as 5y plus, right? So I'm going to do this. I'll say 5y. I'll bring the 7x to this side, plus 7x is equal to 35 plus 35. Because this is coming to this other side, the negative sign, sign will change to positive sign. All right, so I have y plus 7x is equal to 70, which is the same format as the options in the question. So if in the question it is written in the slope intercept format, I have to rewrite this to be in the slope intercept format. So this is 5y plus 7x is equal to 70, which is option A. So if you said option A, that is correct. All right. So this will be the end of equation of a line. So before the end of the class, we can move to another topic, which will be inequality. So if you don't have this past question, once again, this is Unilag for 6MA past question. You can get it and practice with it. All right. So, and also this is foundation past questions. We'll be using the foundation past questions too in the class. You can also, if you're writing Unilag foundation exams, you can get this past question. All right. So that will be it for equation of a line in today's class. So we will be treating another topic, like I said, inequality. We'll be treating another topic, inequality. What does the concept inequality mean? Inequality simply means comparing two different values, comparing the length of a ruler with the length of a pen. Two two values that are not equal, comparing two values that are not equal. For example, I'm comparing the number 5 and the number 11. So two values that are not equal is what I'm comparing. That is inequality. So just like where you can get it, it is unequal. So an inequality is different from an equation. Equation gives you one value. Like if I say x is equal to 5, it means x is always equal to 5. It means the value of x is 5. This is an equation. But then if I have an inequality like x is greater than 5, I can have multiple values for this x. In that x can be 6, x can be 7, x can be 8. So any value that meets or that matches the inequality expression is correct. So any values that that meets this condition is correct. So I have x is equal to 5, x is less than 5. So the concept of inequality is just comparing two variables or two values that are not equal. That is the concept of inequality. So we use inequality in various in every day of our lives. We use inequality to measure the distance between scores, the distance between votes in elections, stuff like that. That's what we use inequality for. So inequality is just in mathematics is representing differences between two variables as an expression, or between two units or values as an expression. All right, so let's take quick examples. So this time we'll be picking examples from the Unilag Foundation past question. Unilag Foundation past question. So page 25, question 22. Page 45, question 32. All right, the question says solve the inequality 5x plus 7 is less than 6, open brackets, x plus 3. So solve the inequality 5x plus 7 is less than 6, open brackets, x plus 3. Question 32. All right, so what this means is if this were to be an equation, we'll have to find a single value for x. But here, this is not an equation because it is an inequality. We'll find the possible values of x. All right, so yeah, just like you solve an equation, you do the same thing in inequality. You collect like terms. You bring the variables to one side and the constants to one side. So yeah, I'm going to open the brackets 6x plus 18, and then I can collect like terms. So yeah, I'll have 5x minus 6x, because this is moving to this side, is less than 18 minus 7. This is moving to this side. So I have 18, positive side is moving to. So yeah, I have minus x is less than 18 minus 7 is 11. So now I'm to find the possible values of x, not the possible values of negative x. Now in inequality, when you are dividing by a negative number, the signs here will change. For example, I have minus x here. I have to multiply by minus 1 or divide by minus 1. All right, so if I multiply by minus 1, I have minus x multiplied by minus 1. This will change from less than to become greater than. So this will become 11 times minus 1, because I am dividing by a negative number, or I'm multiplying by a negative number. So anytime you are dividing or multiplying by a negative number in inequality, the inequality sign will change. So if this is less than, it will change from less than to greater than. If this were to be greater than, it will change to less than. So because I have less than in this inequality expression, this will become greater than. So this becomes x is greater than minus 11. So I repeat, anytime you are dividing by a negative number, or you are multiplying by a negative number, the value or the sign of the inequality expression is going to change. If it were to be greater than, it will change to less than. And if it is less than, it will change to greater than. All right. So here I have x is greater than minus 11, which is option C. Option C in the question. So let's take one more question before we call it a day. Page 14, question 20. Page 14, question 20. So the question says, solve the inequality 3m plus 3 is greater than 9. Sorry. 3m plus 3 is greater than 9. So just like we solve in equations, you collect like terms. So this becomes 3m is greater than 9 minus is greater than 9 minus 3. 3m is greater than 9 minus 3. So I have 3m is greater than 9 minus 3 is 6. So here I can divide through by 3. Because here I'm dividing by a positive number, this sign is not going to change. So I'm going to divide by 3, divide by 3. This will become m is greater than 2. Or have it at the back of your mind, if you are dividing by a negative number, the signs here will change from greater than to less than, or less than to greater than. All right, so this is the concept of inequality. So with this concept, you can solve for any inequality questions you come across in your exam. So if you have any questions, you can ask. We have about 1 minute to the end of the class. If you have any questions, so if you have any questions, you can ask either on inequality or equations of a line. You can ask them, and then we are also going to send a working exercise on the group chats that you can work on based on inequality. We'll send you questions that you solve and submit on the group chat. So if you have a question, you can unmute yourself and ask. All right, in absence of no question, we can call it a day for today's class. So, all right, I'll see you guys in the next class. Have a nice day.